Hey guys, welcome to this collaboration. Now, we've got something a little bit interesting. I have chosen 5 foods that are proper English foods for Alan to try. And he has chosen 5 foods from America for me to try. So we're going to have a little taste test. We're going to see which does best. Guys, if you do like, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It means everything to both of us. Okay, so let's get into it. How are you doing, Alan? All good?
Dude, I'm doing awesome.
I hope you're excited for the food.
I'm a fat guy. We're always excited for food.
Alan, don't be hard on yourself, man. Okay, right. I'm going to go first. Just to make sure that I can wash this food down, I'm going to start, there we go, with some Pepsi Vanilla. We're going to give it a try, okay? If this fizzes up as well, I'm going to be really upset. Okay. I'm not normally a fan of Pepsi, okay? I normally prefer Coca-Cola.
That makes 2 of us on that one.
Let me watch. Oh my God. This might sound an overreaction, but considering I said I don't like Pepsi that much, the Pepsi flavor has basically disappeared. It's literally vanilla. And I love vanilla. Hang on. Have you had this before?
Yes, I have. I'm glad it was included in there because, okay, so Rob actually picked up the stuff that come to me. I went on Amazon and I was like, well, this is American, it's a grab bag, so it could be a little bit of anything, but it had a list of stuff that could be sent. And I was like, any of that stuff gets sent, he's gonna, it's something I'd send anyway. So I clicked, and that's
so
definitely
what you're saying is I put the effort in, and you're a lazy
American. Yeah, exactly.
But
So we're keeping par for the course.
It's worked, Alan. It's worked. I am thumbs up for Pepsi Vanilla. Okay, even the dog wants some because she has jumped up. There we go. Everyone likes a dog in the video.
Pretty doggy.
Right, get down. You're not having any. Right, go, Alan.
All right, so I'm gonna have the Jaffa Cakes. Apparently, I've been saying that the Jaffa Cakes is posh, so we'll say Jaffa Cakes because
good lad.
I'm Southern. How dare I come across as posh?
All English people are going to watch you eat this now, and we're going to see how you watch it because there's many different ways to eat a Jaffa Cake. Okay, God. There are many different ways.
No pressure, right?
You eat it, and I'll tell you how I eat it, okay? He's just sticking it straight in.
Oh, my God, dude. Why don't we have stuff like this over here? Oh, my God.
The problem is, Alan, you're going to eat that whole packet now because once you eat one Jaffa Cake...
I'm glad I pushed my diet back so we could do this. Not even gonna lie, this is so good.
So I'll tell you the way I eat it, all right? And there's different ways, but I eat so basically there's the cake, then the orange, and then the chocolate on top. I nibble around the outside, and then I eat the orange bit, and then the cake afterwards. All in sections.
You're a psycho, you know that, right?
That's the way you got to do it.
You're a psycho.
What do you think of the flavor, though?
Dude, I'm going back for a second one. That's amazing. Like that, the orange isn't. None of this takes and like combats with each other at all. Like it's all perfectly balanced in the way they've made this. My buddy actually sent me a video on how they made it.
I don't like chocolate orange. I really don't like chocolate orange. Have you had a Terry's chocolate orange?
Yes.
So I really don't like them. But this is just, it's that soft, gooey orange, isn't it? In the middle.
I think that's the other thing because you got the cake part down here on the bottom. You got it's almost like it's not a crunch, but it gives texture. That chocolate, the way it's melted, gives texture, and then you've got that goo in the middle from the. Oh, that is just.
It's good. So I'm going to tell you a story. I said I was going to tell you the story about it. So in the UK, biscuits get taxed. Don't get me wrong. If in the comments, guys, tell me how wrong I am, or if I don't get things spot on. Okay, but the gist of it is cakes don't get the same tax as biscuits. So there was the whole thing of, is a Jaffa cake a cake or a biscuit? It was in all the media, and luckily they won their case of it's a cake, because cakes go from being soft to going hard when they get stale, whereas a biscuit goes the other way around. So in the UK, everyone should know about the story of, is it a cake or is it a biscuit?
I don't see why that should be any kind of argument. This is God's food right here. Like,
Yeah,
we have God's chicken with Chick-fil-A. Y'all have God's snacks. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. I'm glad you like it. And are any of those going to the kids or wife?
Probably not.
Right. This is this is the one I was most intrigued by, because I don't think it's something we get over here. It is a Laffy Taffy grape. We don't get grape things. Okay, I'm probably going to have in the comments, Rob, you're an idiot. You can go to any supermarket and get grape. Well, not the supermarkets where I'm from. Okay, this looks amazing. Okay,
I find that interesting that y'all, because that's not the first. You're not the first person I've heard say that, because I've seen that in the comments of one of my videos about not being a whole lot of grape flavored stuff. Maybe it was a blog I was reading.
It looks a little bit like what we have a malwam. Do you know what a malwam is? Like a soft chewy sweet. That's what it looks like. We get it, kids sweets over here. Hang on. I was probably more excited than I should have been. It's soft. It's softer than a malwam. So for anyone watching in the UK, it's slightly softer than a malwam. Sticky, but the grape. So you can kind of, it's grape, but it's almost very, very artificial grape. I really want to know what sort of E numbers and things are in here.
Probably a bunch.
I think I've ripped the packet.
So I find it interesting. Y'all don't get grape flavored stuff other than, like, apparently actual grapes. Do y'all have grape soda over there?
No. It says some natural flavor, but yeah, don't get me wrong. It's nice, but you just know it's not. It just doesn't have that real juice flavor. It's almost overpowering because of the artificial.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it. I'll have a little more.
It's got almost a candied grape flavor more than a natural grape flavor.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is the stereotypical what people think of American sweets, that they are full of E numbers and very over sugary.
There's a reason why we're obese over here. We don't use natural anything anymore. It doesn't seem.
I think we're catching up, so don't worry about that one.
But we gave y'all the Big Macs, right? So I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Big Macs are not big.
No, they're not. They stopped being big a long time ago.
So I don't know what I would rate this. Like, I like it. I would eat it, but I know it is not doing me any good. So the wife can have that later. She might enjoy that more. Right, go on then. What's your second pick?
So I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna have one of the cherry Bakewells. Because I seen Blake have one of these, and yeah, he was like, "Oh my god!" And then afterwards, he's like, "Dude, like, I had to take and." He's like, I had to take and make sure I give one of my buddies one. He's like, because if not, he's like, I'm going to be diabetic just from eating them. I was like, oh, that sounds like something I definitely want.
So, they're a typical picnic or a packed lunch, a kid's school packed lunch type food, I think.
Oh my goodness. Coming to individual tins too. That's
Yeah.
Get out of there, you. I want to enjoy you. Get in my belly.
The trick is to pull the tin foil apart and they come out easy. All right. You've made a mess already, Alan.
Oh, yes, I have.
Alan, come on. God. Make sure you get a bit of that cherry in there as well.
Oh my God. It's official. I mean, I've had a lot of y'all's chocolates and candies. These tarts and the cakes, right? I've got to move over there just so I can have this.
They're good. They are good. You saving that bit for later in your beard, mate? Yeah, I said they're a really good kind of school pack lunch sort of snack. And no,
dude, that's my family would be lucky if they get any of that. Like that's grade A stuff right there. That's my God.
I'm glad you're enjoying that. I'm glad you're enjoying that.
Woo.
Right. Should I choose another one?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go with the Twinkie. It's not something I've had, but you see all the time. It's one of these typical American foods. You know, yeah. All I know the difference. So when we have these sort of cakes with cream inside, quite often our cream is more fresh. I think this is more. Is the cream meant to look powdery?
No, not normally.
I don't know if you can see, but it just looks a bit more. Anyway, right, we're going to try. Hang on.
I'm about to say it looks sus.
I do like it. I can't pinpoint why.
That's every American that eats those things. I don't know why, but I'm going to keep eating this thing. Like
I said, it's not a fresh cream, and I don't. The sponge though is actually really light, and I don't know how it's so light. God knows how long it's been in this packet for, right? But I really like the actual sponge because like I said, it's so light and moist. But would it be better? Would it be better if the cream inside was like fresh cream? I'm not sure. It's sold in American markets, so I don't know if it fits the kind of taste buds of America.
I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, but it's got Jesse Eisenberg and it's got Woody Harrelson and
the Zombieland.
Yeah, Zombieland. Yeah, there's a reason why Woody Harrelson's character trying to find last Twinkies on Earth. They don't ever go bad, supposedly. So
what? So that point you just made, they don't go bad. What the hell is in them?
Probably nothing. Probably nothing that's good for you.
Literally, the only thing I know food-wise that doesn't go bad is honey. But I don't know why I liked it. I did like it, and I could eat more, but I don't know why.
You have the same reaction every American that loves those things, myself included. I love them. I can't explain it. They're just. I think it's that the sponge cake is so light and airy, like you said, and then
and it's got the moisture in it as well.
Yeah, and then you've got the cream, and the cream it's almost overly sweet, but back ended by that sponge cake. It's a perfect marriage.
I think if you could recreate the sponge with kind of a not a squirty cream and not a thick cream, but basically a fresh cream.
Yeah.
You know, a whipped fresh cream, that would be amazing. I think actually the cream inside lets it down because the sponge in there is so good. And like I said, the fact it's been in a packet for probably 10 years, that says it all. That's impressive. I like that. Apart from the cream, obviously.
All right. So I'm gonna try the rainbow drops that you sent to me, because this is actually something that's been highly recommended on my channel. Like folks in comments, hey, you got to try this, so try this. And
just when you put it in your mouth, can you, for your first one, just hold it on your tongue? When you put it in, hold it on your tongue and see what happens.
yeah, it's not dissolving, but
it should.
It is now. No, it is now. It is
melt.
It is. That's crazy. Yes, I see the reason why y'all like these. I had almost. It's crazy because we got a cereal over here, and to be honest with you, it's one of those ones you kind of get on WIC, or if like you're on the government assistance and stuff like that, called King Vitamin. The flavor of these remind me of the King Vitamin cereal we have over here.
Yeah.
But the way it melts, that's, man. I can see why you pop a couple of these in your mouth, take a walk around, play around and stuff like that. Just kind of.
It's another kid's. I think it's another kid's sweet. Like I was saying, it's your mum when there was corner shops, when they were viable to stay open, but when there were corner shops, your mum would give you a pound, go to the corner shop, and because they didn't cost a lot, you could get that as well as loads of others.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're such a good childhood memory, which is what I've given you a lot of. It's childhood memories, and I think they're just, they're really good childhood memories.
You had a lovely childhood. I know that. Just by eating the few things I've had so far, like, I'm jealous.
So you like them? Are you happy with those ones?
Heck yeah.
They're almost like miniature popcorn, almost.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Almost a little bit like that.
I'll say this, trying to bite down on one. That's not a very pleasant texture, but you just leave it there in your mouth and let it melt.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's why I said to kind of hold it on your tongue, because I don't think chewing it really is the best way to eat them.
We don't have anything like this over here that I know of. Like,
really?
That's because this would be something like this would be a massive hit over here. That or a massive lawsuit because kids over here thinks our education system.
Yeah, I don't know what the kind of E numbers and stuff is like in them. Might not be that good, but it's the difference it's amazing the difference in the food you guys have and what we have. So is it something you say, everyone would love them, but would it, how would you introduce those sort of sweets into America? Does that make sense? Do you like?
Yeah, see, that's
breaking into the market when you've got all these things that are really sugary and sweet, and then that comes along, and I think it would be so different that I don't think it would fit.
See, that's a good point. You'd have to, like, the marketing campaign on something like this. Like, you'd have to have like a commercial on TV or something like that made for kids, where it showed somebody popping in their mouth and then zoom into the mouth and it just dissolving with the rainbow or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to have something like that to kind of get the point of it.
You almost have to have something over the top, commercial wise, don't you? Yeah, to make it almost sound more exciting than it is. Right, I'm going to go next. Okay, so I said my wife has seen these and she is desperate to try Nerd Rope.
The rope. Ooh.
So by the picture, it's got kind of a soft and chewy in the middle with the sweet and crunchy. We've got Nerds over here, and we know the Nerds as the crunchy sweet. So where's the tear? Hang on. My dog wants some. So if you see her head pop up, she's probably trying to snatch it off me. Oh my God, this looks so cool. How cool is that? And it's all sticking. That's just awesome. Hang on. Oh my God, it's literally the sharpest sugar. As soon as it touched my tongue, it was that sour kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Like,
Yeah. Have to put that away so the wife can have some, eh?
mate, I could happily eat all of this. It's the same nerd taste. It's the same nerd taste as what we got over here, because we get them in the little boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you do as well. Where at the top it kind of
Slides
pull it
back
open,
and yeah.
and then you end up chugging a load. But so that's the same. But with the soft and chewy bit in the middle, that different texture is just, it's hard to describe. I never thought I'd be on YouTube describing food, but so the words aren't necessarily coming out, but going from the crunchy to the chewy. Oh man, I'll have one more bite and then I'll put it. How much is left? That's plenty for her. That's plenty for her. Hang on. That is a winner. I'm not sure if you can any of the other foods beats this.
That's winner chicken dinner so far.
Number one. That is amazing. I don't know why the chewiness just ramps it up. Like, oh man, I love that. That was so good. And it gets stuck in your teeth, and then you get a little surprise when your tongue touches it.
It's the flavor just kind of lasts and lasts and lasts until you can get all of it out your teeth and everything. Yeah.
Oh man, with all these fillings and holes in my teeth, those bits keep sticking, and then you touch it. Oh, that was the best one. Sorry guys if my expressions are a bit over the top.
Oh God.
If you've got if anyone in the UK has got an American sweet shop near them, see if they have these. All right, see if they have them, because that is amazing. Just saying.
I know what to send you for Christmas this year.
Good lad.
So I'm gonna try the chewy. You said nugget and nougat.
So there's sort of two ways you can say it. It's nuggets or nougat. Nougat. So you don't really pronounce the T. Yeah, and there's no T on it.
Kind of like y'all say make. Y'all don't say the actual T. Make. It just kind of sounds like M-A long. So, all right. Let's try this one out.
This is my wife's probably favorite sweet.
Oh, really?
She loves it.
I do know one thing. It's slightly squishing. Why won't this open? Open side.
It sticks to the packet, doesn't it?
So this looks like a really large Laffy Taffy.
My wife watches back at this and you say you don't like it.
It's different. Like the.
It's different to all the other English stuff, I think.
It is. It's. I don't see why they took and made it two different colors. I don't get two different flavors.
Do not. I don't either. I don't get different flavors either. I'm not sure if it's meant to be different flavors.
I don't. It's.
You don't seem too impressed.
Well, no. It's number one. You see the word nugget. You see that, and first thing that comes to mind is like a candy bar of some sort, but it doesn't taste like that type of. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like a Laffy Taffy. It's weird. It is so weird because it's got the flavor of almost like a Laffy Taffy.
You think it's going to be a bit chewier. You think it's going to be a bit chewier than it actually is.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like that takes.
It's almost a bit fudgy, if that's the right word. That same sort of similar texture. But so this is the sort of thing if you go to a seaside holiday in the UK, There's two different things. There's
Wait, has it got nuts in it?
Yeah, so I hope you're not allergic to nuts.
No.
It's good because I don't want literally 5 minutes time and all of a sudden.
No, that's actually that's the first one I've tasted. Dude, that's not. It's I don't know how to describe this because it's not unpleasant at all. It's just different, and you hit the nut. It's
yeah. So I was saying,
which sounds odd as a guy talking about you hit the nut, and it doesn't sound right.
A different texture almost, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying that when you go to seaside resorts, there's two things. They do loads of different flavors in, and one of them is nougat. I call it nougat. So they might do versions of coconut and fruit. So instead of nuts, they might have like hard fruit, like dried fruit, not like sultanas or anything, but like think of something like a mango dried, just a small chunk, similar to that. And the other thing is, at the seaside you get rock. Do you know what rock is?
Kind of like rock candy.
I assume so.
Basically like crystallized sugar.
It's like a long tube, and they do loads of different flavors as well. So those are the two things when you go to the seaside that you get. Like I said, loads of different flavors. That is the basic one.
Well, see,
like I said,
that sounds like what you would take and get. That rock, it sounds like what you would get like going to a lot of tourist areas, especially like Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and like any like backwoods type touristy place. Rock candy, which is basically just crystallized sugar and it's flavored and it's
sort of. The rock, for example, has two different flavors in, and it's incredible how it's really cool watching them make it as well. Actually, you can quite often go to the factories where they make it. But anyway, that's a side note. But yeah, Nougat different.
Yeah, it's different. It's not unpleasant at all. It's just different. It's one I have to take it. It's something I have to investigate more by taking and buying some other things that I can find. Like that's.
Yeah. See if you can find anything that's similar.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to. Even if I've got to take and do a British sweet shop or something like that, be like, hey, y'all send stuff over here. I'll send it.
Right. My last one. I wonder if other people think we have something similar as well, which I straight away thought, oh, that's just honey cheese. Over here, that looked exactly like Wotsits. Now, Wotsits are basically cheese puffs, but this it says honey, and you think, well, so I'm interested. Is it just cheesy, or can you really taste the honey?
It should be like a little bit of sweetness with that cheese. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
They're bigger. They're bigger than Wotsits. They are huge. That is huge. Like our Wotsits are kind of half the size.
So it sounds like y'all's are like the Cheetos or whatever, like the skinny Cheetos.
Yeah, definitely. With my dog below me, I hope she's not going to turn orange. They are, texture-wise, they're the same as Wotsits. They've got their kind of, if my camera will focus or not, no, probably not. They're very airy in between, but I'm not getting loads of honey. It's that cheese. The cheese it just tastes like a strong, mature. I wonder what cheese flavor it is. But it certainly seems like a kind of a real mature cheese. It's a cheddar cheese, apparently, but it just tastes. You're instantly hit with that strong, kind of pungent flavor. Whereas I think Wotsits are almost inside the crisp, not just coated around. And I'm not saying they are coated inside. I mean, the flavor kind of infuses, whereas this is just like it's got a strong layer around. Really, actually, it's really weird because I can't necessarily taste the honey. I just can't taste the honey. I think the cheese is so overpowering. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way, especially if you like cheese, but it just tastes like a really strong what's it. Weird, really weird. I can't really say much more than that.
But those I actually haven't had. Those I've had one similar to that, honey, the honey cheese puffs or whatever, and it had a hint of the sweetness to it, but the cheese didn't, it wasn't quite as strong as that. It's more of a symbiotic relationship between the honey and the cheese type
Mm.
flavoring, so it's more complementary. So that's
Like I said, it seems, my main thought was I thought it was going to be more honey because if you look at the packaging,
yeah,
look
honey's
how
first.
they are. Yeah, it's the honey's first. They've done the the honey is more
Predominant, yeah.
in your face. They seem to have bothered with honey. So I thought the honey. That's why I thought it's going to be really, like you said, sweet, but yeah, weird.
So
What's your last pick?
we'll go with the refreshers.
Oh, I love refreshers. I love refreshers. I just want to see your first expression. I'm not even going to say anything for this one.
All right, cool beans. Oh, these look like our sweet tarts.
Sweet tarts. Alan, when you put another one in your mouth, once again, put it on your tongue and just let it melt on your tongue and almost suck it.
You chew it and it's got almost like an Alka-Seltzer, like fuzzes up type thing.
Yeah.
That's wild. The second one is not like that. The flavor is I had two green ones. I don't know. I can't take and nail down the flavor. It's
No, I
sweetness.
don't think there's not a distinct flavor, I don't think. And there might be a flavor, but I don't think it's obvious.
It's like a generic it's almost like a generic kind of like a citrusy like undertone to it, but other than that, that's interesting. You suck on it, it takes and goes down. You take a bite on it, it kind of bubbles in your mouth, almost like Alka-Seltzer.
It's weird. It's strange.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the days of going clubbing. I know I don't look that old. I can hear in the comments, but the days I used to go clubbing, there was a certain club. There was a certain club that did refresher alcohol. I think it must have had vodka in, but they were so easy to drink, and I don't know if they actually put refreshers in it. And like you said, like an Alka-Seltzer, Alka-Seltzer, call it. It's almost got that, isn't it? So I don't know if you put it in a liquid, it just fizzes up like that. But it's a weird, isn't it? That fizz.
It is. It is. Now you don't get it. You don't get that fizz as you're like sucking on it. But if it gets overly wet or you bite on it, you get it's like. How do you do that? That's my. How do you do
really
that?
Strange. It's really strange. I don't know if it's one of those sweets. We've got sweets over here called fruit pastels.
Those are
I
good.
don't know if you have fruit pastels. Fruit pastels, they're kind of soft and chewy, but with like a sugar outside.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of these sweets that there's a thing where you try and not chew them. And I think there was an advert where you try not to chew them, but because you just can't help chewing them. I don't know if those sweets are similar, where you start off by thinking, right, I'm not going to chew this. I'm just going to let it melt down. All of a sudden, you've crunched on it.
Yeah, I did that. I crunched on it just before it got to where it was completely done.
Yeah.
It's hard not to with stuff like that though, because just you get that contrast between on sucking on it and then you bite into it. The fruit pastels, though, they're just so good. It's hard not to take and crunch on something like that. That's
so. Out of those 5, what were your favorite English ones? Out of those,
this is hands down just
Jaffa Cakes.
Oh yeah, hands down. Number 2 would probably be the Bakewells, and then the Rainbow Drops, and then probably actually this. So basically, about in order that I went. Like that was. I know one thing. I'm definitely gonna have to start my diet tomorrow.
Just all you got to do, Alan, okay, for your diet, eat a whole packet of them. Just don't eat anything else for the rest of the day. Okay? That's the trick. That is the trick. Okay. It's about the calories. Okay.
Yeah, I think I definitely get my caloric intake if I do that for sure.
I'm going to give you my list of what I preferred. I think number one, hands down, was the Nerd Ropes. They were insanely good. They were so good. I think the vanilla Pepsi was second. And like I said, I don't like Pepsi. I like Coke, and there's a clear difference. I'm gonna have a joint. It's gone. It's gone. So it's a joint place between them. And I think only because I'm not a fan of really strong cheese, they're in fifth place. But otherwise, they're fine. It's just a weird mix. And I think you can tell the difference between the UK and the American sweets by how sugary and pretend the flavors are.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
No, it's funny having had quite a just on y'all's chocolate. Like y'all's chocolate is worth either ordering like $200-$300 worth at a time, so you don't run out for a while.
Get them from the wholesaler, yeah,
or just moving the hell over or something like that, because it's just our chocolate here isn't as of good quality. It just isn't, and I think it carries on to y'all's treats and stuff like that. With like this right here, this was different. We don't have anything like this, but like the other the other things you was talking about, where you tried out taking the pastels or the
fruit pastels.
Yeah, fruit pastels. Yeah. Those right there are like next level compared to the fruit chew type stuff or the fruit candies like that. They're just they're so much better, because everything over here is so artificial in flavor, that are so overly sweet that it.
Yeah, ugh. And actually, I think the sweet companies over here know it. So I think Nestle make, you've heard of Nestle? Mm-hmm. So Nestle make fruit pastels, and I'm pretty sure on the packaging is natural flavors. So they know that, that's what they're trying to highlight. So they have it on the packaging nice and clear. So yeah, that's the key difference at the moment, isn't it? That it's the natural versus unnatural.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Americans are brought up with that, and English UK are brought up with this. So you almost don't know any better. So for example, this is so sharp, so unnatural, but I can still appreciate this. It's different. It's sometimes that different is good. Sometimes it's a treat to have.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't have it every day.
I think that's kind of the difference, because you can appreciate it. Eating stuff like this pisses me off that we have the stuff that we have at the stores. Like, I love Little Debbie's cakes, but they don't have anything near as good as this. Like, if they did, oh my God. Same thing with this. Like, we don't have anything near as good as this, or even, we just don't. You can tell it's all over processed. And I think the fact that we get stuff that's so over processed, and you can taste the fakeness, or the artificial flavoring, whereas having the fruit pastels from over there, and you can an actual natural fruit flavor in it, like it's a night and day difference. And after having y'all stuff and then knowing what we have, like, it just pisses me off that that's what we're given. Like,
so basically,
really,
when you decide to come over to England or the UK,
I'll probably never leave.
So yeah, well, this is the problem. If you do decide to go back, I'm not sure if you'll make it through customs. I'm not sure how much they'll allow you back in with, to be honest. Either I'll be there.
How much did you bring back? Start going through that plane. What are you talking about?
You'll have to separately buy a new suitcase in England, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we'll leave it there. There's going to be a part 2. If you enjoyed this, guys, make sure you subscribe, so then you're ready for part 2. Alan, king of the outro, go.
Y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.
Cheers, guys.